glasses, I think, that's one of the guys in Arnold's crew in the first Predator. I
Yeah,
think he's like the first guy to die.
yeah, he was Hawkins. Yeah, he was in the first one. So that'll actually, I'm looking. They say it takes place between Predator 2 and Predators.
Yeah, well, I know Jake Busey's in it because he's been talking about it. And it's the star, Jake. I think, really, Jake Busey's going to be the star of it?
Well, actually, it says
I
here
hope he got somebody else.
well, Jake Busey's in it, but it's starring Boyd Holbrook and Olivia Munn. And I'm sorry, I love Olivia Munn. So yeah, Psylocke, baby.
I want an original. Like, there are so many cool Predator stories from the Dark Horse comics and stuff, and some like the history of the Predators and their history with the aliens and all that weird shit. Like, I wish they could find like a happy medium between that and like the cinematic and the cool man against predator style of the first movie. Like, somehow find a balance of that and kind of make it bigger, more epic universe for Predator, but still keep it good. But I don't know. Predator movies are hit and miss unless they do it right. Because I've read a lot of the Predator comic books from Dark Horse, and it'd be nice to see some of that shit kind of get into these movies.
We're getting next year. I mean, next year you're getting a new Predator movie. You're getting a brand new Scarface movie that they say is neither a reboot or a remake. It's its own independent story about someone who becomes a kingpin of crime. We're getting a new Robin Hood movie. We're getting a kids film based off of Arthurian legend.
Oh boy. You know what? I don't think there ever will be. There might be a decent Robin Hood movie. Nobody's ever going to beat the Errol Flynn Robin Hood. That's what I think of as Robin Hood. Whenever I hear the name Robin Hood, I think of Errol Flynn as Robin.
I think of a fox.
Or that one, seriously. That would be my second choice.
That's a good one.
But the original Errol Flynn Robin Hood is my favorite version of that, and always will be. And as far as cartoons, yeah, the Fox, the Disney cartoon Robin Hood is number 2.
Halloween next year, we're getting a new Halloween movie.
I want to see that. I do, because there's a lot of hype about it, and John Carpenter's involved. So yeah.
And then X-Men: Dark Phoenix is next year. So it's going to be interesting that one goes.
That's weird. This is a weird time with this merger with Disney now and everything going on. So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be weird, considering also next year we're getting that animated Miles Morales Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, have you seen the animation for that? Looks terrible from what I've seen. If that's the real animation for it, I hope it gets improved, because it doesn't look that good.
That's the real animation, but I think they're going with something weird on it. They're going with a really weird type of animation.
I've just seen a couple of images out of context, so I can't really say, but I'm just looking at what I've seen, and it's like, that kind of looks terrible. I hope they put more money into it than this.
Yeah. So we got all those coming out, and a new Wreck-It Ralph movie next year. Chief, we're getting another Wreck-It Ralph.
All right.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph 2. I can't wait for that. I love Wreck-It Ralph. I think Wreck-It Ralph is a great movie.
It's weird what movies of those they decide to make sequels to, because I would have never thought they'd make a sequel to that.
I love it.
Ever.
This one says, taking place 6 years after the event of the first film, the story will center on Ralph's adventures in the internet data space when a Wi-Fi router gets plugged into the arcade, as he must find a replacement part to fix Sugar Rush. Along the way, Ralph and his best friend Vanellope Von Schweetz encounter new customs, worlds, and characters, such as the trendy algorithm Yes and the Disney princesses. So you're going to get the Disney princesses in there. You're going to get, literally, they're bringing back all of them, dude.
I just think it's weird that gets the sequel that soon, since the first one just came out. It's been a couple of years, but it's been not that long. But it took it for this long to finally get, and it's not even out yet. Incredibles 2, it was just announced, and we're just now seeing stuff about it. So
this one also
it's just odd that it took so long to do that.
It also says in here that C-3PO, R2-D2, Yoda, and Princess Leia from Star Wars, as well as Iron Man and Gamora from Marvel Comics, will appear in the new Wreck-It Ralph movie. Your microphone's off, bro.
What What the hell was that?
I don't know.
And Disney buying everything's just making everything weird. Everything's just gonna be weird crossovers.
Pretty much.
Well, that's fine as long as that's like, give the fans that have been with this shit keep giving them their fix of what they want. You can do whatever you want, I suppose. But I mean, it's like too much of that gets on my nerves. I mean, I really don't like when they mix two things together that don't belong. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I hate when there's like crossovers like that. But that's just me, I guess.
Well, let's switch gears here because of the time of the hour, and let's talk about some DC Comics. So let's hit that spoiler alert, Chief.
All right.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The Renegades are about to spoil this week's DC Comics.
So we're going to be talking about DC Comics. We're going to be talking about comics for the next 2 weeks, actually, because we got the next 2 weeks worth of books. Now, some of them we'll be able to talk about at length, but others we're not going to be able to give you any spoilers.
Well, fortunately, Spin, when you told me that earlier, it kind of confused me, and then I remembered that they'd sent us 2 weeks, and I haven't even read those books for the third yet. So I'm up on tonight's books, and I will be ready.
Well, you haven't read Metal yet.
No, I have read Metal. I've read Metal.
Oh wait, Metal. We've already gotten Metal. We got Metal last week. I meant
Doomsday Clock.
Well, no, Doomsday Clock's out this week. But
yeah, we could
like Batman. That's not out till the next week. So
no, and in the other file is like Batman, Superman. Some of the others like this week I think was like Flash, Detective, Action, Metal are the ones that I read. Oh, and Hellblazer I read this week.
So let's start off talking about Doomsday Clock because damn.
Yeah, it just gets crazier.
It really does get crazier. So they're basically saying
the ending. I know I'm not going to jump ahead with that. Oh man, the ending. The ending is insane. I never would have thought you'd ever see that. I was hoping maybe for a different meaning, but that meaning is cool.
So we're seeing. So they are kind of saying that Dr. Manhattan, because of his thoughts of the world with the Watchmen, that he did go to another world to kind of be a hero in this other world.
Yeah, and lo and behold, we find out that they fix up the what is it, the Archimedes? What is that the thing that the Night Owl drives around?
Yeah, the owl ship.
The owl ship. They refit it with time and space travel capability to get to this other place where they think Dr. Manhattan is, and so we come to find out that happens to be like the current like Earth Prime DC universe.
Which is really interesting, them talking, like Rorschach and Ozymandias talking about, the differences between their world and superheroes and this world with superheroes. Talking about most of them actually do have powers.
Yeah. Did you think it was implied that Superman and Batman and those heroes were known fictional characters in the Watchmen universe?
That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
It would sound like it was implied, like John, because he says something about John knew these or created these characters in this universe because they were fictional in ours or something like that. Says something to that degree. So I was wondering if maybe the DC universe is one of the fictional universes in the Watchmen universe.
Maybe. It's just so interesting because you get this dynamic of the Watchmen and what they thought of superheroes, and we still don't even know who this Rorschach is, honestly.
Yeah, he's not the same as the original Rorschach.
Yeah. But now they're here in this universe, and you get two different types of meetings. You get Ozymandias and Lex Luthor, but you also get Rorschach and Batman.
Yeah, that's the best, man. I love that part.
Rorschach gets into Wayne Manor. First of all, he eats Bruce Wayne's breakfast, which is pancakes.
Yeah.
Finds his way into the Batcave.
Immediately knows where it is. Walks right to the clock, just listens to the floor for a second, and then walks right to the clock.
And I love that interaction, but like Batman, like normally Batman would like knock out anybody that comes into the Batcave, but he just looks at Rorschach and goes, "You ate my breakfast," and Rorschach's like, "Yes, I did."
That's the best.
I mean, once again, it's an issue where it's still set up. We're still getting set up. It's not even anything like there is some mind blowing stuff, but it's a lot of still setup of this whole event.
Yeah, there's well, I mean, so far, with the exception of now Batman and Lex Luthor, nobody's aware that the Watchmen have come through. We also, is it revealed that it's revealed that the comedian is around? He shows up during the meeting with Lex Luthor. Like, they don't know why he's alive. And we know it's him, too, because he said, last time you caught me unaware and I was drunk, and now this time it's not going to go that way for you or something. And so we know it is the real comedian, because he's aware of the last fight with Ozymandias.
It's like I said, there's still so many unanswered questions on this, and then we didn't even get, there was no Superman in this issue. We got a little bit of Superman at the end of the first issue, but we didn't get any this issue, so there's still that whole question of how does Superman tie into everything. And
yeah, my theory still is that Superman is Dr. Manhattan, because if you still remember, this Superman is not a Superman from a universe anybody's been aware of. He just showed up after New 52 Superman died, and he just kind of showed up in this universe, and nobody really knows exactly where he came from. This could all be Dr. Manhattan that just blinked this family of him and Lois into existence. We don't know. So there is a lot of it's kind of a cool juxtaposition with this in Metal, with the way Snyder throws everything at you action wise and story wise, with even the kitchen sink hits you with it. And just it's like Metal just rips right into the story right away, and it's just hardcore. And Johns is building this, like it's slowly happening, and he's just dropping a little bit to you at a time. So it's like two universe shattering events going on, and being written in two completely different styles.
And I mean that's the whole thing, because they Metal will be finished around February time frame, whereas they're saying Doomsday Clock, it's going well into next year. I mean, we're not getting a swift resolution to this. It's going to be around for a while.
Well, this is a kind of a big deal, so I mean, I would hope that they're not going to rush it.
No, definitely not.
This is one, like, I got sick of Forever Evil, I'll admit. That took so long, and that event lasted for, almost 2 years, it seemed like. And I was like, God damn it, when is this going to end? And but with this, it's like I want this to be done right, and I want it to be given enough the amount of issues it needs to be done right. I don't care if it's 12, I don't care if it's 20 or 30, whatever.
Definitely. I just need it's like you finally get these two big properties, the Watchmen and the DC heroes. It's which one? Like even now, this one's
and like, Sandman and Sandman's coming into Metal, but I mean. It's all getting like confusing too, to a degree, when you're reading two events that encompass the entire universe.
Definitely. And speaking of the other, so with Doomsday Clock, definitely it's another issue that's setting up quite a bit of what's going on, but some really great reveals in this, some really great interactions between like Ozymandias and Luthor. And then Rorschach and Batman. The artwork is fantastic. Johns is creating something that is going to resonate for years to come, in my opinion.
And the timing is odd, because we know Batman, and then Batman is present during Doomsday Clock. He's not tied to the battery in the Dark Multiverse at this point. So this is taking place on some other time plane and that in itself makes me wonder how it's all going to tie together under Rebirth and everything, or if it's just if it's not going to tie in at all. I was thinking that all of this would tie in somehow eventually, because there were little clues, it seemed, that maybe I misinterpreted, but I was thinking it was going to somehow Metal and Doomsday Clock would tie in under Rebirth in some kind of one major event. But I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to go that way now. It kind of seems that way, and then it doesn't. It's weird.
Well, with Metal, we got another tie-in this week